All right, guys, I think I got an unhealthy relationship with YouTube today. This is my third video in one day. I feel like Capital Games is not allowing me to take a nap today. I got back from my conference. I take a nap. In the middle of my nap, I get like 5 pings. The Gear 12 Plus finishers, what do we call this? Gear 12 Plus, Gear 12 finishers, Gear 12F. Lots of info dropped and a lot to digest here. I've skimmed over this post. I'm going to dig into this a little bit with you and give some of my impressions. And in the middle of recording this video, more news drops. It's madness, Capital Games. It's madness. Am I safe to post this video? So let's break down this first, and then we'll get into the Gear 12 finishers stuff. As part of Grand Arena Championships, we're excited to introduce Feats, which are basically quests, but they're for limited time and they're going to contribute to your Grand Arena Championship score, help you win. And so let's look at this. This is from Salacious Speed Crumb. Feats are, simply put, limited time quests to complete during a Grand Arena Championship for bonus championship score and new shipment tokens. The most important feat at launch is for league promotion, where claiming a feat for getting promoted will award you crystals, as well as steadily increasing a pile of gear salvage. Very significant right there. That's huge. Most other fleets are going to be associated with Grand Arena, Squad Arena, and Fleet Arena, and we think there are a lot of other ways we can build other feats to include more and more activities, including PvE content in the future, after seeing how players interact with the feature. Okay, interesting. So they're going to kind of spread this throughout the whole game. Kind of a way to make quests more important, I guess, but not quests. Anyway, why Feats? Well, Grand Arena Championships are 5-week-long events, and we know that you don't always best your opponent. Feats are added as an opportunity for you to continue to work on your championship score and be able to keep working your way through the leagues towards higher leaderboard position, regardless of your Grand Arena win-loss record. So let's look at these feats. So here's what we've got here. Here's 4 examples of feats. Know the enemy. Win 5 Grand Arena battles with an undersized squad. Okay, so they're baiting you into, underkilling. Take a seat. Take a seat, young Skywalker. Win a Fleet Arena battle using the Endurance. Then we got this one here. Defeat 5 enemy units in Squad or Fleet Arena with a Separatist unit. This next one, defeat 5 enemy units in Squad or Fleet Arena using a Galactic Republic unit. Okay, so there's some examples of what those might look like. And then they're mentioning here the fleets are on a timer. For now, fleets are only contribute a small percentage toward the championship score before we start to add additional feats, feat content, and increase its importance. Okay, so it is going to ramp up. That's significant as well. We want to make sure that we have the chance to get some feedback on how winning, earning banners, and feats interact, as well as the nature of challenges we set for our players. Bragging rights. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the leaderboard here. Part of Grand Arena Championships is the ability to show off your excellence. Excellent. In addition to your player profile being updated to show your league and leaderboard rank. I love that, by the way. We're also going to be awarding titles and portraits in championships, and we'll be looking for other vanity options in the future. We like bling. We like bling. We like to show off how well we've done, right? For now, all players who participate in the first couple Grand Arena Championships, we're referring to them as exhibition, and they'll give more of that in a follow-up post, which is probably going to launch in a couple minutes at the pace that we're going. We'll receive the unique title Championship Vanguard, and once we get out the exhibition season, more on that in a follow-up post. So another follow-up post. So many posts. You'll regularly be seeing portraits and titles and rewards for achievement and participation. Stay tuned for the next Grand Arena Championships post. We'll talk about GP divisions and leaderboards. That I'm really interested in that, and I'm nervous to upload this video because maybe I'll be including it in this video, but maybe that's coming tomorrow. Who knows? All right, I think it's safe to move on to Gear 12 finishers, but the most important thing is look at this. We were all wrong. It's both red and yellow. Both red and yellow. And it looks like we're adding a little bit of a extra ring around it. It looks like on the end, which is really, really neat. I mean, hey, it looks badass. Okay, it looks cool. I'm happy with this, and so there we have it. That's the big, major, dramatic question that we all had as it relates to the Gear 12 finishers. And so the big news though is they talk about their intent here, and they're going to be updating the protection of certain units. And so he says here to ensure the balance integrity amongst some of our older units, which this makes me nervous, but I think it'll probably be okay. A good portion of them have had their protection updated so that the value will remain relevant in the era of Gear 12 finished characters. And so here we go. Power creep, protection creep, whatever you want to call this. While this was treated on a case-by-case basis, the update covered the majority of legacy units. And you can see a full list at the bottom of the post that existed at launch all the way up to Phoenix Squad release. Please note that after careful consideration with certain units, only a handful of units did not receive an update due to balance considerations, such as General Kenobi or Grandmaster Yoda, for example. And so I think General Kenobi is a great example. If they're scaling this up, which I'm assuming they are based on the language here, General Kenobi is one of the highest protection units in the game. I don't think he really needs to be scaled up to be competitive. Although I love my General Kenobi, I wouldn't mind if they did, but that makes sense. The update ranges anywhere from a light touch, like with Ayla, to significant protection increases with Darth Maul. And so very interesting. So it's intriguing. How is this going to affect characters like Darth Maul? I mean, Darth Maul, one of the biggest catches to using him is he's so squishy. With updated protection, how much more relevant will Darth Maul become because of that? Because he's got such a solid evasion mechanic. And so anytime they tweak with these base stats and stuff like that, it can really shake things up, and it makes me a bit antsy. But also, I mean, if a character like Darth Maul all of a sudden has more viability, then I'm all for that, because that's a character I've already got in my arsenal. I've already got him farmed, and so I don't have a problem with him gaining new viability. Now, the gear recipe changes. This is also significant. Unlike previous iterations of our gear expansion, we've done this one a bit different. There's only one Gear 12 finisher piece for each character, called the Power Cell Injector. And so we're not going to have 50,000 pieces of gear to farm, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get an amen in the chat? However, each character will use one of 3 different recipe templates, with each template requiring their own unique component piece, in addition to other existing ingredients. So I'm not sure what this means exactly. I'm actually going back. Maybe there's no amen needed. These 3 components are the injector cell, the injector handle, the injector head, with each one used in a recipe of 1, 2, 3, respectively. Look, I'm not a cook, CG. I don't know if I'm 100% following. I think what they're saying here is we're going to need 3 pieces of gear. Like, just say it that way. I think you'll see a wide variation in the stats characters receive. Some received a significant increase, those in need of some love, and some received a marginal increase, either due to the strength of their kits or their previously gained stats. Bear in mind that we've balanced the Gear 12 finishers, assuming the complete set, so we considered not just the piece itself, but also the resulting stats that would become available to mods. And they go on. One of our favorite parts of this game is figuring out ways players to distinguish their progress from other players. The move to Gear 12 brought this new iconic image. Blah, 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 blah. We made it look cool, is what they're saying. So Gear 13, when is it coming out? Not at this time. The final piece, being unique to each character, was a huge undertaking. And we want the power coming with it to stand out on its own for a while. So is Gear 13 also coming out? I think what they're saying here is that actually Gear 13 gear. So like gear beyond Gear 13. because the whole point of this is that Gear 13 is coming out. So I think that he means Gear 13 gear. So there's no additional slots. As such, we intended for this to be the only gear piece that we introduced for the coming months. And so more gear probably coming here in the coming months, ladies and gentlemen. So just hold on to your butt. And then we got more of those. And then here's some images of the gear. There are 3 new exclusive gear. So the injector head, handle, and cell. And these salvages will be obtainable through Geonos and territory battles rewards and new currency from Grand Arena battles, Grand Arena championships, or Geonos and territory battles, Grand Arena championship shipments, and farmable via PvE nodes. Interesting. Okay, so it's the so we are building salvage towards these pieces. My gosh. Okay, I want to know the breakdown in a more sensible way. This post is confusing me a bit. But okay, so we've got 3 pieces. Everybody needs 1 of 3, I believe. And then we're going to be able to farm the salvage through PvE nodes. So I'm still trying to piece this together, and what my impression of this is, I think they kind of confused me a little bit, but we only need 1 of these gear pieces per character, but it's just, so there's not multiple gear pieces you're farming towards, but you are farming towards this 1 piece there's salvage for, and you can get that salvage from territory battles, the new one, Grand Arena championships, and PvE nodes. Which is pretty significant, really. I think I kind of assumed it would be exclusive to Grand Arena Championships and the Geonosis Territory Battle, but that's great news. I'm sure it's going to be super hard to farm, probably a 20 energy hard node or something like that, but still, availability outside those game modes, I think, is a positive thing. And then we've got, finally, this list here of all of the characters that are getting a tune-up in protection. Again, I'm assuming tune-up because they're talking about being competitive. Some notable characters here. Asajj Ventress is very notable because she's already pretty significant in the meta. I think Boba Fett's pretty notable, especially with his what his Zeta ability does. Cassian, not so. I'm not 100% sold on some of these really making a huge splash. Fives definitely could. So could Rex, because Rex is known for having pretty squishy, just not much protection there. Maul and Sidious, we've already talked about. Darth Vader, I think his protection is pretty okay, to be honest, and so him getting a tune-up, that could be significant. Palpatine could definitely be significant as well. First Order Officers one, and so, wow, a really good slate here. Han Solo, definitely a big HK-47. He's in the current meta, so what's that going to look like for HK-47? He's hard to kill. I mean, HK-47, oh my gosh. I mean, if you don't have enough DPS, so that's a little bit intimidating for HK-47. IG-88, that's significant. Anakin, very significant. Kylo Ren, I mean, he's kind of been seen as a protection tank in his protection regeneration mechanic on his Zeta ability. My goodness, this list is a bit overwhelming. Obi-Wan Kenobi, a great tank. Poe as well, for different reasons. Qui-Gon Jinn, yes, he's definitely been very squishy on the protection side. Savage Opress, he's very tanky as well. Stormtrooper Han, what is this going to do to the game? I mean, I'm both excited and nervous for how significant this protection update is going to be. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear what you think down in the comments below. How do you feel about the look of the Gear 12-13? Did this post throw you for a bit of a loop as it did me? Maybe I'm just a bit tired and trying to catch up to everything, and this is like my 3rd freaking video in one day. But again, let me know down in the comments below and how you feel about all this. I think there's some good news in here and some things I'm a bit apprehensive about. So again, thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, my brothers, don't forget
my dead body. Sorry about the mess.